Today we're going to talk about the elements of design, one of the elements of design, which is the line. And there are several types of lines. Now, the use of lines can have an effect on how space is perceived. That means, how does the space feel? This happens because your eyes travel along the line from one end to another. Lines can be used to emphasize a pleasing element or disguise an undesirable one. So we use it to create how a room feels. Now, vertical line is the first type of line we're going to talk about. These tend to lead the eye upward. It adds height, a feeling of height to your room. It creates a feeling of formality and dignity, and it also gives a feeling of strength. Vertical lines can make the rooms seem more spacious or make ceilings feel taller, and you tend to find these in tall furniture, in columns, pillars, striped wallpaper, and long and narrow draperies. So here are some examples. Pause the video and see, where do you find lines in this picture. You should have found lines, vertical lines, in the draperies, in the columns, in the window, and in the tall furniture. You see these lines here. In the chair, there's vertical lines throughout here, and in the wallpaper on the last picture. All right, the second type of line that we're going to talk about is a horizontal line. These lines go from side to side, and it leads your eye in a sideways direction. Horizontal lines tend to suggest a feeling of informality and restfulness. It reduces the height that is perceived. It tends to add width to a room or to a design, and we typically see these in sofas, long dressers, chaise lounges, banisters, on a balcony. So right here you can see these long lines leading across the line on the top of the sofa. You can see it in the bricks on the brick wall in the back, and you also see a horizontal line created by these dots in the floor that help your eye to travel sideways. On the building, you see the horizontal lines coming through the banisters of the balconies. You also see a horizontal line movement with your eyes across the top of these windows and these windows up here. On this piece of furniture here, you see long lines made in the handles and the spaces between the dresser, as well as the top and in the mirror and the floor with the rug. In this bottom picture, we see horizontal lines within the side of this piece of furniture. We also see it in the window above. The next type of line that we're going to talk about is called a diagonal line. Now, diagonal lines can go either this way or this way. They suggest action, movement, and excitement. They can be overpowering and tiring. They should be used sparingly, not a lot. We tend to see these in staircases, cathedral ceilings, and gable roofs. So stop your video for just a second and look to see how many places you see the diagonal lines. You should have seen them in the rooftop right here, going all these different ways. You see them in the staircase here and in the staircase here. And the last type of line we're going to talk about is called a curved line. Sometimes they're curved in more of a circular position, like you see in the letters at the top, and sometimes they're more like a wavy type of line. These curved lines tend to give off a feeling of gracefulness, feminine, and soft feeling. These lines soften the effects of straight lines. Too many curved lines can create a busy look, so you do not want to use too many of these, just like you don't want to use too many of the diagonal lines. Curved lines are typically found in arches, ruffled curtains, curved furniture, and rounded accessories. Stop your video here and look to see how many places in these designs you can see curved lines. You should have noticed a curved line in this piece of furniture down below and in the little neck pillow. You should see them in the valances in the curtains. You should see them in the base. You should see them on the edge of this building. You should see them, a lot of curved lines, in all the pieces of this piece of artwork. And in this last picture, you should see some curves up here in the lighting fixture, as well as this piece of art design down below. Remember when working with lines in your designs that too many of any type of line can result in continuous eye movement, creating a feeling of tiredness and frustration. So we don't want to overwhelm the people within the room of which we are creating a design in. So try to use your lines